Yo, what up YouTube? It's Casper. Today we're talking about the movie Soul Plane, so let's get straight to it. Soul Plane is a 2004 movie. It's rated R and it's an hour and 26 minutes. It's directed by Jessy Terrero. It's starred by Snoop Dogg, Kevin Hart, Arnold, Method Man, Godfrey, D.L. Hewley, Monique, John Witherspoon, Terry Crews, Sofia Vergara, and Missy Pyle. So the movie Soul Plane is about Kevin Hart is like the main character. He's taking a flight, goes on that flight, bad things end up happening, and long story short, he ends up going to court and suing the airlines. The court grants him a lot of money, and Kevin Hart ends up opening up his own airlines. It's based on Kevin Hart's plane. And in the beginning, seeing how Kevin Hart was kind of with just all white people in the airplane, and then ended up just having his own plane with his own swagger to it. Kevin Hart did a pretty good job. His acting fit the movie. Saw a lot of hilarious moments of him serious acting, and then he had a lot of light skin moments. What I learned as well, and from this movie, Kevin Hart is so short that he had to have a box, and he had to stand on a box to basically make it look like he's even with a lot of the actors. Every actor there is taller than him besides the kids. Camera, the direction with Kevin Hart did a good job. Kevin Hart's performance did pull it off. Kevin Hart did a good job. His cousin in the movie, which is funny, is Method Man. He did all right as well. Method Man was Kevin Hart's cousin in the movie. Kevin Hart gets granted a lot of money by the court because he sues the airline. When he gets bread, Kevin Hart and Method Man, they have plans, but this time they have major bread. So Kevin Hart wants to put his own little twist to this airlines that he wants to create, and Method Man is right there by his side. Method Man, being Method Man, had that straight like coming out of the hood into like rich area, and you're a kid in a candy store, you're gonna do whatever you want. Method Man's acting, like I said, was alright. He gave me the vibe of like his comfortability was coming out, and he's getting adjusted and getting comfortable, getting very comfortable in acting. There was a lot of moments in there where I'm like, he's finding his style in acting. Done more things after this movie, and he's been in a couple of TV shows. From the clips I've seen, his acting has actually gotten way more sharper, more of like boss type. Did a good job as Kevin Hart's cousin in this movie, and there was a lot of funny moments too that made me laugh. Arnold, who plays the dad, Mr. Hunky. This dude is the type of dude in the movie that presented like he just took anything that happened to him. There were so many moments that dude was getting burned, dude got roasted, dude is getting hit, his girl is getting hit on that he's trying to get at is getting hit on, he's just taking it. His daughter is going out in the plane and doing her thing. The son is hilarious too. Arnold did a good job. His acting gave me like a little Kevin James vibe. It was just funny how his reaction in the movie was very well done, and it made me laugh because of his mannerisms. You know, the dude in the movie that just took a lot of stuff. In a comedy vibe, that family and his family fit. Snoop Dogg is in this movie. Snoop Dogg just has that look. I know back then he probably was just feeling himself and just a sense of like, I'm just the boss type of dude. His acting performance did a good job because it just seemed like he just got to play himself. Director and the people in charge of this, you know, just tell him like, hey, roll up here, just do you. That's the vibe I got from the lines he was given. I say he did an okay job as well. Performance didn't look uncomfortable, and his performance looked pretty swaggish with the look that they gave him. Shout out to the writing in this movie. They had a really funny style, and they knew how to approach a comedy. John Witherspoon is also in the movie. It's just sad to rewatch it. John Witherspoon just has a style like no other. He has definitely that grandpa vibe. Him being in this movie, he can do anything in here, and it's very comedy that he came in as a blind person, a player pimp. And it was pretty funny with John Witherspoon. His lines was one of the standouts in the movie because just his mannerisms and how he presented those lines. They all looked straight comedy. They looked on point. Made a lot of people laugh, and he for sure was making me laugh in this movie. And one thing I didn't know about in this movie, that the lady he's sitting to in the private jet is actually his wife. All makes sense. Even the lady playing next to him, his wife, she did a good job. You can tell like they were having fun with each other. It was nothing but a good time watching John Witherspoon performance. Terry Crews makes a little appearance in the movie. He's a bouncer for the club in the plane. His lines as well were pretty funny too. He did give me the white chicks type of character, and Terry Crews just doing that style fits him very well. Trying to be a very tough looking dude, but then when you get to him in the movie, he looks and talks kind of like a big baby. The interaction with the dad's trying to look for his daughter, I thought that scene was pretty funny. A lot of notable mentions that I want to point out. Karl Malone, who when he was playing for the Lakers was in this movie. Big Boy, Lil Jon, like I said, Monique Meek was in there. She did a good job. DL Hewley was in there. Godfrey, his voice on just everything just made it very hilarious. Random actors in here, they all did a good job. So at the end of the day, this movie is a comedy. I didn't judge it on just crispiness. Plane looked super fake. The plane looked hilarious. The plane looked very small. It looked like a raindrop. And when Kevin Hart's dog gets sucked into the plane, like that looked hella goofy. That looked hella fake. The beginning, the intro, it just gave me like that era vibe where they actually tried to make creative intros. Intro to this movie was fresh. It was creative. Seeing the actors at the era that they were at this time was dope to see. Every actor in the movie looked like they just had a great time. Like how this whole plane had a lot of personality throughout this whole movie. It wasn't just focused in one section. Plane was surprisingly big, had a club in there which made no sense. There's the high class and then the poor class, and it shows that throughout the whole plane. And there's even like a no class section, which makes no sense but very funny. The RZA was part of this soundtrack. Soundtrack in this movie was actually good. I had no problem with the soundtrack. All hit at the right time. It made you feel good with the songs that they chose. Watching Soul Plane, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Soul Plane. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.